What's up, Bills Mafia, Buff fan base, FLX Mafia? It's Scott, your host of the Sunday Sessions, Buff fan base network and proud sponsor of, well, we're sponsored by 26 Shirts. Couldn't be happier to be a partnership with those guys. Like Swank always says, if you guys haven't hit them up for shirts, they do a charity every week. Dowry does amazing things over there. Spend all your money there. If you run out of money, spend it at our shop. What's up, Mafia? It's game week. It's rival week. This is Sunday Sessions. And you'll notice that there's a third of us missing. Our boy Swank is actually on the sidelines. He actually saw O.J. Simpson park right by him and walk right by him. So that's a pretty stellar experience for sure. But we couldn't also do this without our friend from the Thomas Take Sports podcast, our buddy Ryan Thomas. What's up, Ryan? What's up? Oh, look at that. Ryan goes to talk. And he gets silenced just as quick as he – isn't that how it works, though? I think that's how it works. Guys, leave the comments in. We'll get to the comments. What we do here on this pregame show is we talk some last-minute thoughts about our Buffalo Bills. A lot goes on in those 5 to 7 days. There he is.
There we are. All right. Sorry about that. I heard everything you said. I just couldn't speak because it was frozen on my end, but – of course, great to be here with you, of course, Scooter McGruder. And according to my sources, Swank is actually suiting up today. That's why he's out in attendance for this game.
Well, he looks like a safety, right? He's that build. He's a good-sized kid. So with Jordan Poyer being out, which is new, so we'll ask you about that in just a second. Poyer out. So yet again, the Miami Dolphins aren't playing a fully stocked secondary, the one that we would want them to play against. So Swank is obviously suiting up. I'm not sure what number he's going to wear, but he'll play safety for the Buffalo Bills today. Ryan, what's this Poyer injury not playing? We're not saying he's out for any significant amount of time. What's that mean for this Bills backfield?
Well, it's going to be interesting because, this is the first game that Damar Hamlin's actually going to be playing. That was kind of came in one fell swoop. Poyer's out, Hamlin's playing. It's going to be very, very emotional pregame, moment. Not only is it Damar Hamlin's first game back, but it's his first game back at home in the biggest game of the year thus far, with the Buffalo Bills playing Miami, of course. So I'm looking forward to how the emotions feel pregame for him, and I'm sure for the rest of the team.
Oh yeah, and we're an emotional group, us Bills fans. So for sure, that's going to be something to see. Number 3 running out there on the field. He can handle it. I think he was able to get those reps in preseason, and he feels good about it. Sometimes that first hit, that first route, that first coverage, all that stuff needs to happen for you to get back to where you're used to being. We got the fans in here, guys, already. You've got John John saying, "Go Bills. Go Bills, John Johns." Lonnie Cook, good morning, guys. It is a great morning. Apparently, 75, sunny, beautiful day there in Buffalo. Not that 900-degree weather that we had to deal with last year when we actually traveled to Miami. Joey Hatch says, "Go Bills." I am looking for the actives and inactives. Are they up yet, guys? Do you know? Can you see them yet? Oh, is this it?
I think they just posted those.
There it is. Okay, so that's what we like about the show, guys. If we get the actives and inactives right with you, so we'll talk about it a little bit. The following players are listed as inactive versus Miami. Jordan Poyer, we already said RT because of the knee injury, thigh injury. Not sure exactly what's going on there, but it is an injury nonetheless that's going to keep him out for the game. Kaiir Elam again. Now, we've talked about it before on Sunday Sessions. What's your take now that he missed last week against a team that we thought potentially could be out there with the burners of like Speedy McLaurin, all that, and now against these speed guys? Kaiir Elam did a okay job against Miami last year. What's your take now that Kaiir Elam is definitely out on this game?
Yeah, I honestly, I am a little bit shocked that Kaiir Elam continuously is inactive.
All right, we lost you, Ryan. Yeah, continuously inactive, like you said. Not sure what that means for him. There's no injury tagged on him at all, which is kind of weird. And the fact that we spent that first round on him last year and already the Buffalo Bills are going away from him, Benford is someone that I feel can hold it down, and he has for these last couple weeks, and he's doing a great job. Is it something where Benford is doing a good enough job where we don't even need to bring Kyer Elam in? I don't know. That'll be an answer I don't think we'll ever get from the front office. So it'll be interesting. Definitely interesting. Kyer Elam is out. We shall see who the Buffalo Bills will bring to the table. We already know Hamlin is not on that list, so he'll be there. Jermaine Ifedi is also a guy that is a name that's been on that inactive list as well for the last 3 weeks. So maybe just a depth guy in case one of our guys go down for the next week. The same thing goes with Alec Anderson. Puna Ford, another name. A lot of fans are shocked that he was out last week. Again, this week, a healthy scratch. Who knows what that means, but that Buffalo Bills brought the pressure without him last week, and they stopped the run pretty good. So it's all situational football here in Buffalo for sure. We've always said that. But Puna Ford out again. We were all happy with the performance that was put out last week. So I guess the Buffalo Bills are also. Here you go. Here comes Ryan back.
I hopped on the phone. I had to do it. So
I just went down the list. Ryan, Jermaine Ifedi, Alec Anderson again out, and then Puna Ford again out. Does this mean they were happy with the performance that the Buffalo Bills put out last week against the Commanders, where let's just keep everybody coming back? They're hot.
Yeah, I mean, why not? When they played as well as they did, the front four, front seven looked good as they did against Washington. And obviously, as we go into these games week to week, it is a matchup by matchup decision. And I think we talked about that a little bit last week, where they have to put the right pieces in place for their particular opponent each and every week. They play 18 different games, right? Each week is a different game. And I think it's one of those things where this is a very dynamic, speed-driven offense. So maybe they feel like they wanted to put the fastest guys out there that they possibly could, and obviously the most healthy in this case.
Oh, for sure. And they did a hell of a job last week. They scored 33 points for me in fantasy. A lot of points for me in fantasy. And a couple of the players did a good job in offensively helped me out with DraftKings. And that's a segment we actually might bring into Sunday sessions. I know with fantasy football and gambling, it's a big part of football now. So I know the game right now, the Bills are given -3 points and the over-under is 53.5. I'm going to bring this to the table here, Ryan, since it's just me and you and we know this kind of stuff. You take that 3 points and then you do take the over and under on the 53.5.
I do, because I mean, my score predictions with both, actually, my score predictions with every show I've been on this week, 34-31. So I see it being a high scoring game. Technically, if they only win by 3, that would kind of push things a little bit in that regard, but maybe I'm onto something there, right? Usually the Vegas, odds with the point spreads, they always find a way to make the sport, the point spreads rather, a reality. It's almost creepy how that tends to happen each and every week. But at the very least, I'm taking the over on the point total, with both of these teams being the 2 best offenses in the league right now. And I think that this is a really fun game for just football fans in general. I know a lot of people that aren't necessarily Bills fans, aren't necessarily Dolphins fans, that will be tuning in today at 1:00 on NFL Red Zone or wherever they're from, where they can tune into the games, beyond Buffalo and beyond Miami in those markets. So it's a really fun game to break down for sure.
Oh yeah. And it's one of those things. The Bills have a good defense, and Miami hasn't played a really good defense. So potentially it could be a low scoring for Miami, which would obviously skew those numbers. But we know our Bills, if they have to, can put the points on the board against tough teams. And we also know if they're going in strategically trying to keep that ball out of the Miami Dolphins' hands, it could be a lower score game. I'm getting some news real quick from the sidelines, from the parking lot.
Yo!
What? What's up, buddy? Can you hear us okay?
What's up? What?
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, man. Hey, I want to give you guys an exclusive. I don't know if I should show you the license plate or not. The Juice parked right across the aisle from us and came right out of that Range Rover.
Oh, I just saw it.
Everybody he's okay, but he waved and he scampered away. We got some local celebrities here. Season ticket holder, Child Cove. We got his big bro, Brett.
There you go. I love the mustache.
Yeah.
Swank,
Yeah, we're getting ready.
Is there a cloud in the sky?
No, man. It's here you go. Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Yeah. We'll check in from the seats. You guys gonna be out for a minute?
We'll be on for about 20 more minutes.
All right, I'll be there. Sorry, we got to move, but love
All
you
right,
guys.
brother. Have fun. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
So that's our boy Swank. He's usually the host of the Sunday sessions, but hey, where else would you rather be than on the sidelines, right there, buddy?
Yeah, that's the place to be, especially, the tagline here, Buffalo versus Miami. I have to say, rooting interest aside, it is nice that the rivalry is back to what it was. It's really nice to see that the rivalry is back to what it was and where it belongs.
Right. It had to be there. I mean, the Patriots are on their way out. For some reason, they're still showing up for the games, but we all know that they're going to be at the bottom of the bucket by the end of the year. The Jets are the Jets. I think they had potential, but now, again, bottom of the bucket. We need someone in the AFC East to actually put up a fight, so we actually had someone to play against. And Miami's that team. I'm going to give them credit. They've done good in the draft. They're doing a good job schematically as far as that generational offense that they're supposedly having. I think the Buffalo Bills have a generational defense that they have to play against. But, no, we need this rivalry. It needs to happen. It needs to come back, and I think it's strong. It's a strong rivalry. Jared just told us that Eli Apple and Jalen Phillips is out. What's that mean to you there, RT? I know Jalen Phillips is a stout defensive end, potentially someone that the Bills could have drafted before Russo. I thought they was going there. But what are your thoughts? Does that benefit the Buffalo Bills right there? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. We lost RT again. Yeah, that Jalen Phillips, I know he didn't play last week, but he is a guy that can disturb the quarterback. He's one of those long-bodied presence guys. Has the reach, can stop the run. So the fact that he's out is huge. Eli Apple, I don't know. I saw him play for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think he's a guy that we can burn no matter if he's off there, and we can take care of the backup, whoever's out there too. Let's go through the comments here. Gustavo Loki, go Bills, I imagine he's saying. Joey Hatch, well, Bedford ain't that fast, and Elam did a good job on Tyreek Hill last year. He did. He absolutely did. He did a good job against Waddle too. But I think the thing is the Bills are going into this game, and too many people get ahead of themselves. They think of this Miami offense and think, how are we going to stop this offense? We have to sit back, and we've said it on the K-Gun Report and Sunday Sessions. You got to sit back a little bit and understand that this offense has to do something against our defense. Our defense has shown that we can blitz, we can sack, we can create the pressures, we can get the turnovers, and we can cause those three and out. So that's the way I'm going at it as an optimistic Bills fan. We have to play their offense, but they also have to play against our defense and schematically figure out how they're going to put points on the board. We got a comment from Joey Hatch there, RT. Bedford ain't as fast as Elam, and Elam did a good job against Tyreek last year. Is that going to be that big of a difference with the way our defense is playing, or do you think that could have been a benefit for us?
I hope not. To Joey's point, I talked about that last week. I really liked how Elam played as the season wore on, because this script, we'll throw this out there. This script, we've read this one before, where Benford played like the first 6 games, what felt like largely alongside that CB2 role, and then eventually Elam took a spot back. So we could see that happen again, but I don't know. From the rumblings that I'm reading and hearing, it really looks like they're comfortable moving forward with Benford and kind of making Elam earn it a little bit more as far as a zone corner type, cornerback in that scheme, where his strengths are not within that. His strengths are actually man-to-man, as Joey alluded to, playing against the one of the fastest receivers in the league. He did the fastest, definitely in terms of week to week, he got better. So I hope that it doesn't make much of a difference. It really will depend on the front 4 and the front 7, technically, whether it's Bernard, Milano. I do feel like we'll see a healthy of Teron Johnson and or Taylor Rapp as like the nickel corner, because Miami's going to spread everybody out. They're going to spread every defense out. They're going to force the Bills to cover. And I think that that's going to be an interesting battle. I think that's one of the keys within this game.
See, I've been hearing that Miami's offensive run game is pretty amazing, but they really only had that one game where both is it a Chan? I don't know how to say it. It's one of those guys. And then Mostert. But they really only had the one game. Is this an offensive rushing team that we should be worried about being able to set that run, or is that something that we just bring our guys and the defensive linemen do their thing? I think that's approach. I'm answering my own question. We lost RT again. But it happens, guys. Sometimes you have technical issues. So let's get into the nitty and gritty stuff. All right. We're going to talk about Bills offense and what we think the Bills offense should do as far as how to beat this Miami defense, which I honestly don't think is a very strong defense. They've given up points, obviously, a couple barn burner games that they've been a part of. Obviously, they played Denver last week, which I don't think could put many points up anyways. But we'll get into that, and we'll get in what this Bills defense has to do against the Miami offense. Potent, obviously. Keeps kicking Ryan out. Hey, it's Sunday sessions. I think the computer and the system need actually a drink. In the comments, tell us what you're drinking tonight, guys, for sure. So Bills O versus Miami D. What do the Bills have to do? And this is an interesting question because I've heard all week Josh Allen isn't throwing for 300 yards. He's not doing 3, 4, 5 touchdown passes. But do we really need that? It's the question. Does Josh Allen need to be able to be the guy that they put the pressure on his shoulders and have him be the primo? I don't think that's the case anymore. I don't think it's the case. With the run game, James Cook is the number 3 running back in the league, averaging 6.1 yards a carry, and they're good play calls by Ken Dorsey. Does Josh need to be that guy that has to throw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns to win a game? I don't think that's the case anymore. So when I'm asking, do the Bills offense, what do we need to do as an offense compared to that defense? I think we just play a strategic game like we have the last 2 weeks. Utilize the run game. Set up pass plays with play action and the run game. Even if the run doesn't work, at least show that you potentially could run the ball and be effective. That's going to stall the linebackers. It's going to make those defensive ends and defensive linemen be honest with their gap responsibility and all that stuff. And it's going to slow them down. I think Josh Allen's done an amazing job. He's been efficient, 71% passing. This is something that is a new to us for Josh Allen, but it's getting wins. And at the end of the day, that's what you need, correct? It's wins that we're looking for. So Bills offense versus Miami D, you do what you got to do to put points on the board, whether it's utilizing that run game to slow the Miami offense down, which I don't think is going to be an issue because play your game. You're the team that has dominated them for the last 4 years. You make them beat you. You don't play the game of let them stay in the game and try to be scared of them. They should be scared of you, Buffalo. And I think a lot of us have that feeling. But play calls. Be efficient. Be smart. Don't do anything stupid. Take away that stupid draw play. I think, like I said, I always say you got to set plays up, but that play's never been successful. So I think that's something that the Bills should get rid of. Well, offensively, you have to score touchdowns today. It can't be field goals. It can't be stalling. No punts. Maybe one. I don't know. But you have to be able to score touchdowns because there is the potential. We've seen it. And I'm not saying that the Miami Dolphins aren't going to do it against the Bills. I'm predicting they won't. But there's always that potential that they will be able to put points on the board. So you have to match, if you have to, touchdown for touchdown. Field goals aren't going to cut it this week. Let's see. Joey Hatch, I technically think the Commanders' front 4 is better than Miami's front 4. Oh, for sure. Those 4 are all first-round draft picks. They have all been an all-pro, Pro Bowler at some point. That was a legit front 4. And what Dorsey and that offense did last week was they brought the tight end in to chip block a couple times to help out our right tackle and Spencer Brown. And that was successful. I think Deion Dawkins is kicking ass this year and taking names. He's handled that left side like you wouldn't believe. And that's something that we kind of expect to drop off a little bit as he gets older, but he's handling his own this year. The defensive fronts that we played the last 3 games have been solid defensive fronts, so we've done a good job. You take away that first game, and you can't take away games. But there was a lot of mistakes. A lot of people are giving that game loss to Josh Allen, which, I mean, he forced a lot of stuff. So we've played against legit front fours, and this may be the easiest front four other than Wilkins because, he's best buds with Josh Allen. Might be an issue. All right, Thomas Take Sports Podcast has joined us again. He's quit the video. Apparently, he's on his phone now. Ryan, are you there?
Yeah, I am only on the audio side of things now. I've given on the video. I'm in transit to the residence. I'm watching the Bills game, and we'll see how this works. Hopefully, you can hear me.
I can hear you perfectly fine, Ryan. The question I just asked and answered myself was, what does the Bills offense, if they need to change anything, what do they need to do to be successful against Miami defense? All right. Well, I'm just going to go solo the rest of the time. That's all right. Keep the comments coming in. You guys are kicking ass. I will take a couple more here. Christian, only if we're a barn burner does Josh Allen have to do all that passing. I agree. And question for you, Chris. I have an answer for it. I have my own thoughts. Do you think the Bills should slow the game down to make it so it's not a barn burner, or do you think they should just what's the phrase? Light some tires and kick some. I can't remember what it was, but do you think that the Buffalo Bills should just air it out, score as many points as you can? Obviously, that'd be the goal, right? You score touchdowns to win games, but you take the ball out of the Miami offense and control the game. Who knows? We'll see. Joey Hatch, Tyreek Hill said in an interview, if you jam him, it's over. Have to play him on the inside edge to keep him towards the sideline. Well, Tyreek Hill has a lot of talk. He actually dissed the Bills fans this week. So if you are there watching the game, give him hell for sure. But I don't know if you guys know, but Tyreek Hill did diss the fans. He basically said it's just another game. They should be fine there in Buffalo. It's a difference, false there, Tyreek Hill. You're full of shit. You should be in jail anyways. I said it out loud, and there I am. But, yep, I agree. Lou RQ, what's up, Lou? Let's see what comment you got here there, buddy. Go Bills, been waiting all season for this game. And it's crazy. I mean, I'm so glad that this game is here now in week 4. It is the biggest game in the NFL. If they were to flex games this early, this would definitely be a primetime game, right? Christian again says, we may not have a choice, right? Right. We may have to air it out. Joey Hatch, we need to play our game and not let them pull us into the barn burner, that's for sure. They put up 70 points last week, and they are very capable. Any team's capable of 70 points when they're playing against the Denver Broncos, especially a defense that gave up like it is. Rob Mullen, a content creator at 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. Check us out, guys. We do have a website, 247buffandemonium.com. Rob Mullen, Bruce McKellar, Dr. Bruce, content creators, stories, man, hit us up. Check them out. It's a good read. It's Bedlam. It's Pandemonium. It's 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. What's up, Rob? Sorry I'm late. Better late than never. You ain't kidding, my friend. Yes, jail Terry. All right. There we go. Love the comments coming in, guys. Keep them coming in. If you can't get on and watch Sunday sessions every week, we do have a show every Tuesday called The K-Gun Report. We go live at 8 o'clock every Tuesday. We talk about this game, and we'll talk about next game. We take questions like crazy, like we are today. We love to get you guys involved, and we wouldn't be doing this without you. Obviously, we've grown in quite some time. We are now a partner network with the Buff fan base. Those guys are awesome. Follow them on Twitter. They almost have 170,000 followers, which is crazy. And another beautiful thing is that we are now sponsored by 26 Shirts. If you don't know who 26 Shirts is, type it in the computer, check them out. Del Reed set up something great when he came up with the Bills Mafia, and he set up something even better when he came up with 26 Shirts, because what they do is every week they create a shirt, have a funny shirt, creative shirt. All the ideas are crazy. They're awesome shirts. The money goes to a charity every week. Great things. That's what Bills Mafia is all about. Family, taking care of each other. Hit up 26 Shirts. And like Swank says, spend all your money there. We talked about the Bills O against Miami D. Now it's the Bills D against Miami O. And that is what the conversation is about this week. number one offense versus top 3, number 1 defense. Comments come on in. I'll take them. What do you guys think? The Buffalo Bills D, obviously we know what we have to do. We have to stop the likings of the Waddles and the Tyreek Hills. That running backfield is fast. The whole team is fast. A Chain, Mostert, they'll burn you. But our Buffalo Bills defense is known to be able to stop the run. It wasn't that long ago, 2 weeks ago, where we stopped the number 1 running back in the league for -2 yards, right? It wasn't that long last week where we stopped Brian Robinson and I can't remember the other running back's name because it's a week past. Those guys are pretty dynamic, and we were able to stop him. Gibson's his name. So other than the last game when Denver basically gave up, I don't think the run game is a very, very much of an issue. If Miami's smart, which Daniels is, he will present a running game, so you have to respect it and play defense accordingly. But they're basically going to try to air it out. And by what I mean by air it out is Tua will drop back, throw it as far as he can, 40 yards, and have his wide receivers do all the work. Let's not forget, I think 3 out of his 4 touchdowns or 2 out of his 3 touchdowns last week were screens. So I love how Miami fans love to give him all the credit for the deep ball, but most of those yards are gained with the yards after catch. So what else? Oh, Swank's back and he's sitting in his seat. All right, I'm going to ask Swank what he thinks the Bills' defense should do against Miami.
Yo!
What's up, brother?
Oh, we're here. You want to see our seats?
Yep, I do. Oh, nice. Oh, those are beautiful.
Yeah, it's a long-time season ticket holder here. A season and a couple games over here, man. Yeah.
There he goes. There you go.
What's going on? RT out?
Oh, his service was shitty, man. So I had to boot him.
Ah, shit, dude.
Yeah. It's all right. You guys are getting better service than he is.
Yo, can you go over the inactives for us? We didn't see it coming in.
Yeah, Poyer's out. We already know.
Yeah.
Elam, Afeti, Alec Anderson, and Puna Ford again.
Wow, so same as last week pretty much, huh?
Same as last week. Hamlin's playing. Poyer's out.
There was a lot of Elam talk this week. That's maybe telling, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we figured, man, if he didn't get active this week, he's not going to, he's done.
Like, it's only injuries going to get him on the field.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you guys think is a good trade value for him as far as draft pick?
Draft pick?
See, I think it would have been different if they would have, made more of a competition out of it and tried to talk him up and shit and then try to do it before the season started. But now that you've told the NFL that he's not worth your starting roster, I don't see much more than, mid 3-4.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, I kind of thought maybe they'd parade him out today and at least get some good stuff for him on tape with a team that he's been good with. Kind of do a Marshawn Lynch kind of thing with him, push him out there and be like, look at how good he is. Now let's get somebody else or get some value. But now it's sad, man. I don't know. The other part of it is he's still cheap.
Mm-hmm.
He's on his rookie deal. If you're paying that little money, I mean, I know it's a hit to the ego that he was a first rounder and he's not playing all the time, but I don't know, man. He's still good depth. Somebody goes down, he's still good depth to have. So maybe that's what's up.
I think we'll find out that answer before the Week 8 trade deadline.
What's that?
We'll definitely find out that answer before the Week 8 trade deadline.
Oh, yeah.
Is this year 3 for him?
Yep.
Two or three? This is year 3? Oh, shit.
Two.
Year 2. So I don't know. I don't know all that shit, but what's Trey's? How long is Trey through?
He got an extension.
I think Trey's got 4 more years with us, actually.
Yeah, so those those line up more or less, because even if they were to see his rookie deal all the way through, it wouldn't be I don't know.
Yeah.
And Benford's an easy extension as well. Benford will be definitely an easy extension this year.
Yeah, that's it. There's not a path for him to get on the field.
Right.
Yo, we got special teams coming out here right now. Hunter's warming up, but Reed Ferguson's out here.
Oh, shit, it's the beat train.
There we go. Hell yeah. There it is. That's a nice view, guys. All right, Swank. Love you, buddy. Thanks for joining.
Hey, wait, hold on. You know, I have no nerves, man. I'm just pretty excited, and I'm going to go ahead and say I'm looking at 35 to 24, us on top, no problem.
There you go.
So I've been thinking about this game a lot this week, and I settled like maybe Wednesday, Thursday in my mind that if the Bills put up 30 and don't win, then I got a problem with the defense. So I say Bills got to get to 30. So I'll go 30, 31, 4 tutters and a field goal to, let's say, like 27. I like it.
There you go. Would you believe 2 Bills fans had the Buffalo Bills winning this week? There you go.
Nah, bro. Go Bills. Love you guys.
Love you, Swank. Be good. Drink one for me, man. Hey! Choo! Nice. Oh, man. I'm one of those guys. I love watching the game in my own place. And I go a couple games a year. But when you're there, you tell yourself, man, I could do this every day. And I think that's where the fight is for me with buying season tickets. It's hard. Obviously, the money. But it costs money. And I've been told that 2026, we're definitely going to have an issue with that. But it is tough. It is tough to make it out to that game every week. But, man, when you're there, you tell yourself, hey, I could do that every week. Damn week. You're for sure. Bills D versus Miami O. You heard the score predictions, and I have to agree with them. And I think the Bills D versus Miami O, you don't let them behind you. So whether it's Hamlin or Rapp, who's back there, we know Micah Hyde's going to be back there. Just don't let him behind you. And you're not going to see that BS of Tyreek Hill wide open with no one within 20 yards of him like you did last week against Denver. That was crazy to watch. There's no reason that should have happened. Someone should have got fired. And I think someone should have got fired last week after that whomping. It definitely should have happened. But you're not going to see the same thing with our Buffalo Bills D. McDermott's got it dialed in. And that's going to be my next topic. I know we're going over a little bit. But the next topic is not the same old Bills. And the reason I say that is because it isn't. We played the Miami Dolphins 3 times last year. Obviously, we struggled against Skylar Thompson. Some people say we should have lost that game, but we didn't. We saw 3 different quarterbacks. The game was close every game except for the second one. It's not the same old Bills. We'll talk about offense. I've already alluded to it earlier this week in the show. Josh Allen is not the same Josh Allen. There's my old man. My old man's here, Dad. Say hi. Oh. It's not the Josh Allen where we need to put everything on his back and he needs to get 350 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. It's a Josh Allen that needs to just strategically and cerebrally play the game and win the game. This is not the same old we have to pass the ball and give the Diggs the ball 14 times. This is an offense where we can establish a run, which Miami's not used to of these last couple of years, a run game that's established with James Cook, and I'll call it a 3-headed monster, Latavius Murray and Damian Harris. I can do that because when those guys are in there, they're effective. They don't have to be 50-yard rushers. They got to be the first down guy getters, the red zone touchdown getters. And with the 3 guys that are doing what they're doing, we're pretty good at offense. If you told me last year before the season, at the season end, that the Buffalo Bills would have an established run game, a power run game that was effective, I just said, okay, I think they can, but I don't think that they'll change that much. They have. And teams have not played against this Buffalo Bills team. And teams haven't played against a Josh Allen who's throwing the ball 72% of the time and not going deep all the time. This is a completely different offense. And taking away from last year what we love the most, but still utilizing it to come up with complete games. I love it. Defense, not the same old Bills. It really not the same old Bills defensively. I love Leslie Frazier, and when when Coach McDermott said, "Hey, Leslie Frazier is going to do Leslie Frazier things," half of us would have thought, "Okay, but you still have a say in it, right?" I think he honestly let Leslie Frazier do what he wanted to do, because this defense we're seeing out of Sean McDermott is a pressure-building, blitz-bringing defense that's getting to the quarterback and creating turnovers. And some of us act shocked, but this is exactly what he brought with the likings of Luke Kuechly and Davis as their linebackers there in Carolina. That's what they did. Now, I'm not jumping the gun and saying Terrell Bernard is the next Luke Kuechly, but statistically right now, he's pretty damn impressive. And we have Milano there right next to him. So this defense is not the same old Bills. This isn't the same team that the Miami Dolphins saw last year, the year before. This is totally – I mean, come on. Last year, the home opener or the season opener, the first game they played, we had no secondary. It was all backups. So these Miami Dolphins have not ever seen this defense, let alone a Coach McDermott coach defense. It's not the same old Bills. It's not the same old Bills. These guys aren't gonna come in here and throw it over the top and just pick us apart. It's not gonna happen. So that should excite all Bills fans, and hopefully we see the outcome of not the same old Bills with the score. I know we're running a little bit of overtime. Swank usually hits an overtime button. It's here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. But no, you're going to see my score prediction, and you guys are going to agree with me. It's not. It just isn't. The Bills do not bring the same thing that they brought last year. Where is it? Oh, no overtime. Well, you guys are going to get the overtime thing. Overtime! Keep the comments coming in, guys. I know I'm not clicking on them a lot. That's because I got a lot of stuff going on right now, but I can use that as an excuse, right? Rob Mullen agrees with me. Of course, Rob Mullen always agrees with me. We're on the same page, my friend. Overtime. Joey Hatch. I know, my friend. We are in overtime. So that was basically what makes this year seem different. It's not the same old Bills. Miami's not going to come here in Buffalo. We're pumped. We're pumped. This is a big week. This is the biggest game of the week. It's the biggest game of the quarter. And I saw a lot of CBS networks are playing this game. We're all over the nation right now, guys. So we're going to be loud. We're going to be proud, and we're going to represent for sure. Let's see. What does Joey Hatch say? 9 sacks last week on a quarterback versus the Commanders, 15 quarterback hits and 15 hurries. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt if you saw the same thing this week. Due to the fact that we have long-armed, flexible, smart defensive ends that are disturbing the peace already when it comes to these offenses, and they get their arms up, they create havoc for Tua. He's not going to be able to loft that ball up and get past that secondary. So I agree 100%, man. You know, the sacks and the hurries are going to be there, and that's what's going to get to Tua. Score prediction, bold prediction, X Factor, guys. I'm not going to go far off from what I've already said in the K-Gun Report. And for those of you who follow us, you know the K-Gun Report goes live every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Another show that is part of the Buff Fanbase Network. Couldn't be happier to be a part of those guys. Justice has things going right over there and a whole slew of episodes. So if you follow them on YouTube, you'll get every episode they provide. Same thing with Twitter. It's a wonderful network. It's a great family network. And they are obviously in cahoots with Del Reed and 26 Shirts. And that's who our sponsorship is. 26 Shirts, both Sunday sessions and the K-Gun Report. And that's an awesome relationship, and couldn't be happier for that either. So I got not the same old Bills up there still. I'm going to take that off. Let's talk bold prediction, score prediction, and X Factor. I know on the K-Gun Report we had a bunch of them that made sense. But for a bold prediction, I got to have Josh. I know we mentioned before that Josh Allen isn't a guy that has to get the 300-plus yards anymore and the 4 touchdowns. But if this offense somehow, this generational evolutionary offense does find a way to score points against the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen has to be that guy. Don't put 100% on your shoulders. Ken Dorsey, you have to set these players up for success. So you have to use a screen game. You have to use the wide receiver screen game, maybe even a jet sweep every once in a while with Hardy. But you have to score touchdowns. And I think the only way the Bills are going to score touchdowns this week is by utilizing James Cook. And he is going to be the bold prediction part of it. Josh Allen's going to throw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, and I believe James Cook is going to be a heavy dose of that. So that's where I'm going with that. Bold prediction, Allen, 300-plus and 4 touchdowns or more. X Factor, I'm going to say it. I said it was Poyer and Hyde before the week even started. This week, with Poyer being out, it's not going to change. The X Factor is how either Taylor Rapp comes in or DeMar Hamlin comes in and has to respect the deep ball. You can't let anything behind you. You can't let anything in that deep zone, because then the game just becomes a shootout, and I don't think we want that as Bills fans. The Miami fans don't even want that, because they know the Bills can put up the points too. So the X factor of this game is the secondary can't let anything behind them. Tyreek likes to come across the middle. So it's not just letting the patterns get behind you. It's also all about getting the right angle on the tackle. If Tyreek does catch the ball in space, you can't let him burn you and outrun you. Take the correct angle, allow the defense to catch up to him, slow him down something. You have to do something. That's going to be the X factor. That's going to be the big determining factor in this game for sure on defense. And then a score prediction for me, guys, I'm going 42-27. I do believe the Bills do have the offensive firepower. This is not a defense that resembles any of the defense we've already played in the past. Defensive line is not as good. Linebackers aren't as good. Quite frankly, the backfield, the secondary is not as good as what we've already faced. And I think the Bills are running on all cylinders. I think Ken Dorsey has a better understanding of this run game, of the utilization of the running backs, and not having Josh force anything, and kind of getting Josh in a pace. So that's why my score, I think that offense can put up points, more than enough points to handle these Miami Dolphins. And on the opposite end, the only reason I'm giving 27 points is because I do think they're going to put points on the board. They're obviously going to put points on the board. I don't think there's any way we're going to shut them out. If we would, that'd be beautiful. But it's not going to happen, I don't think. So 27 points, I'm going to get them. Most of our points are later because they have to come back. But this offense hasn't played the defense that McDermott is providing. There may be a lot of similar players, but they're putting in a lot of different positions, and they haven't played them against Milano 2.0. I'm going to stop calling them that in a little bit after a couple more weeks of consistency because he deserves his own name. Terrell Bernard is going to be a disruptor, and he's going to be the difference maker again, and he's going to continue his hot streak. I'll even throw that in. Bold prediction, Bernard gets another interception. So there you have it, friends. The Bills Mafia, Buff fan base, FLX Mafia, wherever you're from, Bills fans, I know you're celebrating. This is a big week. I got a lot of Miami fans. They're celebrating. It's a big week, and they're modest, most of them. Most of them are talking this is going to be a tough game. They're not going to take that blowout against the Broncos and say the Bills don't have a chance. They're realists. They understand it's an AFC division rivalry game that's holding a lot of weight right now in just week 4. What a better way to end the first quarter of the season. Be sure to follow us, guys. I know you watch Sunday sessions. Get on the K-Gun Report every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Like I said, we'll talk about the previous game and the game coming up, and we'll get you guys involved. And we do have some giveaways coming up for Military Month in November. We're going to have a nice little, it's right here, Gregory Rousseau signed mini that we'll be giving away. All you got to do is join the show, leave a comment, and we'll go from there. But follow us on our socials. We're on Twitter. We're on X, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the new ones like the shorts and all that stuff. We're also live on YouTube as well, so hit us up there, and be sure to hit 26 shirts up as well as the Buff fan base. I was your host, Scott, today, guys. I had a lot of fun. We got a lot to talk about. This game is about to start here. I got the big TV up. It looks beautiful there. You ain't kidding. If you're there, be loud. I always say drink responsible, but the new response now is drink like Buffalo. Love you guys. The comments came in like crazy. Until Tuesday, Swank and Jared will be here. We'll see you. Join in on that on our website, Facebook. We do have a game day thread that goes live. You leave your comments. You'll see it up here in about 10 minutes or so. Hit us up. We'll be talking about the Buffalo Bills football. That's again on 24/7 Buff Fandemonium page, the group page. Join us, love us, like us, slap that like button, slap that follow button. Until then, guys, cheers and go Bills. Go Bills!